By early 2024, Ukrainian brigades were pushing through Kharkiv Oblast, threading convoys down roads that had already swallowed dozens of vehicles. Mines everywhere, drones circling. Artillery zeroed in on every crossroad. Drivers knew the odds, and the odds weren't good. Then something new started showing up in the motor pools. Square, boxy, 4 big wheels. American markings are still visible under fresh Ukrainian paint. It looked like the kind of truck you'd see guarding a supply depot, not charging into contested ground. But there it was, engine growling, turret rotating, crew inside already learning to trust it. This was the M1117 Guardian, a vehicle built in the 1990s for military police, convoy escort, checkpoint duty, peacekeeping missions. It was never designed for what it's doing now, but war doesn't care what you were designed for. It cares what you can survive. And the Guardian? It survives. The M117 was born in a different kind of war. Built in the late 90s by Cadillac Gage and later Textron, its mission was straightforward: protect convoys, secure checkpoints, and help military police survive in unstable environments. It wasn't designed to punch through enemy armor or lead a massive assault. It was made to keep crews alive while they patrolled dangerous streets where a Humvee was too light and a tank was too heavy, and for that job, it did exactly what it was meant to do. With 4-wheel drive, a sharply angled hull to deflect blasts, and a fully enclosed turret that kept the gunner safe, the M117 gave soldiers real protection. Inside, it was one of the few vehicles where troops didn't feel like they were sitting in a metal box waiting for trouble. Climate control, proper seats, and space to move made it a small upgrade that meant a lot. For a machine built for conflict, it felt almost comfortable, almost. The Guardian served in Iraq and Afghanistan, facing IEDs, ambushes, and chaotic street fights. It held up better than Humvees and moved quicker than heavy armored vehicles. It wasn't a headline stealer, but it gave crews a chance to make it home. It was always a support vehicle, a second-tier asset, not the star of the show. In late 2022, the United States announced a new military aid package. Hidden in the long list of equipment were roughly 250 refurbished M117 Guardians. At that moment, Ukraine desperately needed something in the middle ground. Trucks were getting torn apart. Light vehicles were taking catastrophic losses. Even the armored Humvees struggled under constant artillery fire. The M117 became the just right option, stronger than trucks, lighter than tanks, and tough enough to handle the kind of danger Ukrainian forces face every day. By early 2024, videos appeared online showing Ukrainian crews inside the Guardians. You could see the turret turning, the gunner adjusting sights, the driver weaving through mud and broken streets. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't new, but it was steady, reliable. One soldier even joked, "It starts like a dream. Turn the key and she wakes up." A small moment of humor, but when your life depends on a machine starting the first time, that little laugh says everything. The turret sits on top, fully enclosed and able to rotate 360 degrees. Inside, the gunner controls an M2.50 caliber heavy machine gun paired with a 40mm Mk19 automatic grenade launcher. Some versions carry a coaxial 7.62mm M240 for closer targets. The M2 reaches out to 1,800 meters, punches through light vehicles, tears apart cover. The Mk19 drops grenades onto bunkers, troop positions, and enemy strong points. The coaxial weapon handles infantry at medium range. Together, they give the Guardian enough firepower to suppress ambushes, support assaults, and hold ground without exposing the crew. The gunner stays inside. No roof hatch, no standing in the wind with half your body exposed. Steel and composite plating shield him from small arms and shrapnel. That enclosed turret is the difference between coming home and not. Under the hood, a Cummins diesel engine pushes around 260 horsepower through an Allison 6-speed transmission. On good roads, the Guardian hits 60 to 70 miles per hour. That's fast for a 15-ton armored vehicle, fast enough to outrun incoming fire, fast enough to reposition before artillery adjusts. The suspension handles rough terrain without shaking the crew apart. Run-flat tires keep the vehicle moving even after taking fire. Fuel capacity supports long patrols without constant refueling stops. The Guardian was built to move, react, and reposition quickly. But speed comes with trade-offs. The Guardian doesn't carry the armor of a Bradley or the firepower of a tank. The M1117's protection sits somewhere above a truck, but below a full infantry fighting vehicle. The hull uses composite plating and angled geometry to deflect blasts and small arms fire. It resists 7.62mm rounds easily, even some 12.7mm rounds, depending on angle and distance. Mines are a threat. The V-shaped hull and floor plating deflects some blasts away from the crew compartment, but heavy IEDs will disable or kill the Guardian. Anti-tank missiles will destroy it. A well-placed RPG-7 can penetrate the armor. The Guardian's strength is in resisting shrapnel, small arms, and lighter explosives. It's not built to survive direct hits from dedicated anti-armor weapons. Crews know this. They accept the risk. They adapt their tactics. Some units avoid open fields where drones can track them, others move only at night, using thermal camouflage and electronic countermeasures. The Guardian's survivability depends on crew awareness, terrain knowledge, and constant vigilance. A single mistake can be fatal. But the same is true for every vehicle on this battlefield. The M1117 found its place fast. Ukrainian soldiers use it for patrols, reconnaissance, supply escort, base security, and infantry transport. Some brigades deploy it as a fire support vehicle during local assaults. The turret's heavy machine gun and grenade launcher give them leverage when they need to suppress enemy positions. Other units use it as a mobile observation post. The turret's optics scan for enemy movement. Crews call in artillery strikes. They engage targets at medium range. Escort missions through contested areas become survivable. The armor discourages ambushes and keeps drivers alive when they hit mines. A typical M1117 crew consists of a driver, a commander, a gunner, and space for 1 or 2 dismounts. The driver sits up front with good visibility and responsive controls. The commander coordinates with other units, monitors the battlefield, and directs the gunner. The gunner sits inside the fully enclosed turret, protected while controlling the M2 and Mk19. Modern Ukrainian crews integrate tablets, secure radios, and drone feeds. They receive coordinates from observers. They confirm targets through thermal optics. They relay adjustments without exposing themselves. The Guardian's turret wasn't designed for this level of digital integration, but Ukrainian mechanics and crews made it work anyway. Tablets mount to the interior. Cables run through the hull. Software updates flow through secure networks. Old American hardware meets new Ukrainian software. The result is a patrol vehicle from the 1990s operating like a networked combat platform from 2025. Ukrainian mechanics started reinforcing their Guardians the moment they arrived. Welded anti-drone cages now sit over roofs and turrets. These cages are crude, ugly, and effective. They disrupt FPV attack drones before they can penetrate the armor. The cage breaks up the warhead's shaped charge, reducing penetration. Some crews add extra side plating and wheel protection to resist shrapnel. Electronics and optics get upgraded. Thermal sights replace older systems. Improved radios provide better communication. Tablet-based targeting tools allow crews to receive fire missions directly from drone operators. Enhanced night systems give the Guardian better performance in low-light conditions. Many teams carry improvised repair stations inside the hull. Spare tools, cables, and emergency kits sit ready for battlefield repairs. When something breaks, the crew fixes it on the spot. No waiting for mechanics, no tow trucks, just crews who learned how to keep their machine running because their lives depend on it. One mechanic showed the compartment at the rear. This is where we keep everything. Tools, spare belts, cables. You can fix the car or fight from it. Depends on the day. The arrival of M1117 ESAL brought relief to many units. Compared to pickups and lightly armored vehicles, the Guardian offered real protection. Drivers were often recruited from civilian professions. Truck operators, tractor drivers, taxi drivers. They adapted quickly to the heavy vehicle. One commander smiled. Tractor drivers make the best drivers. They already know how to handle heavy machines. Short-handed teams learned to maintain, repair, and operate the M1117 themselves. They developed a sense of pride and ownership over a machine that could keep them alive on mined and contested roads. One crew member described it simply: "It starts when you need it. It moves when you need it. It protects you when everything else is falling apart." That reliability matters more than raw firepower or heavy armor. When the mission is to deliver supplies, evacuate wounded, or hold a position until reinforcements arrive, the Guardian does the job. Another soldier climbed to the top of the vehicle and pointed toward the horizon. This is where the Browning sits. The Mk19 mounts here. You can see 360 degrees from this spot. Then his voice changed. Quieter, heavier. Once I had a dream that we'd take Crimea back. I believed it, and I still do. But now I know how much work it will take. He paused. When the war began, people lined up at the recruitment centers. Everyone was ready. But when the front moved away, some thought it was over. He looked at the camera. Those who watch us from behind screens, they can come. Dangerous, yes. But this is life now. I don't want the enemy coming here. We are the hosts of this land, and as long as we can, we'll hold it. The M1117 Guardian shows that a vehicle built years ago for basic patrol work can turn into a real asset when the crew knows how to use it with skill, creativity, and urgency. It isn't a tank and it isn't some unstoppable machine, but in the hands of determined soldiers, upgraded with what they have in the field and supported by digital tools and drone guidance. The Guardian has become a steady shield in a battlefield full of danger, shifting lines, and fast-changing threats. The battlefield never asked for the M1117, but it's there anyway, rolling forward, engine rumbling, turret shifting, with a crew inside trusting the armor, trusting the weapons, and trusting each other. Sometimes the difference between surviving a fight and being wiped out isn't the newest or fanciest weapon. It's the one piece of gear that shows up, keeps moving, and refuses to quit. A bit like that old toolbox everyone wants to throw away until it saves the day again.